here's Brody Brazil.
The topic of this video I find very interesting. It's also something that not a lot of people are talking about yet, because not a lot of people are even aware this is about to be a thing. Starting with this regular season, the NFL will begin using facial recognition technology at all of its stadiums. They're doing this for anybody who enters a stadium with a credential. Now, to be very precise, the league is also trying to get ahead of this story because there are some misconceptions that this is for fans starting this season, that every fan, instead of having a ticket, will use their face as the ticket. That's not happening yet, but let's be honest, we can kind of see the trend and read the tea leaves and where this is going. This is probably in the works, like they've already tested out with fans of the Cleveland Browns. Eventually, fans are probably going to be tracked via facial recognition. But for right now, it's anybody that needs a credential. For example, media members, team staff, stadium workers, anybody that's there for work and needs to get to a secure space. The NFL is utilizing this system for facial recognition. A little bit more on the system. Again, it begins this season. The technology is from a vendor called Wicket. By the way, that company, Wicket, has ties to owners of the Cleveland Browns. So you can kind of see behind the scenes how this is all coming together and future uses of something like Wicket. They tested it out last season in 6 stadiums. They're going to use it in all 32 here in 2024. And again, this is going to be used, they say, to verify staff and media and workers in secure spaces around the stadium. Obviously concession stands, but more importantly, locker rooms, team facilities, secure areas where not everybody is supposed to be allowed. But you can instantly and easily see future uses of this for fans. Like I said, the Cleveland Browns have already tested fans going ticketless. Like your face is your ticket. You don't even need to hold an actual ticket. You don't need to have a digital ticket on your phone. Your face being scanned, that information being submitted in advance, your face is your ticket. It's also kind of like your credit card. If that's on file and you go to a concession stand, you want to order some beer, it knows you're 21, it knows your credit card number. Yeah, it probably also knows how many beers you've already had during this game. All of that can be done with facial recognition technology. Again, they're not saying that is being used yet. They're not saying that is absolutely mandatory yet. So I've got some questions. Like I just explained the basic details, but I've already got some instant questions about this. Number one, for media and staff, like a media member like myself, there's been a current system for more than 20 years now of having a badge with a photo on it and usually a barcode or a QR code, and every usher or security person has a scanner, and they simply ask them, you see your credential, you hold it up, they scan your card on the lanyard around your neck, they look at your face, they match you up, yep, that's you, you're good. It says green or red, you're good to go, or we can't let you through. Is there something wrong with that system? Is it really too slow? Is it really too cumbersome? Like, why are we moving away from that? Why are we taking technology to a new level when I think everything's been going just fine for media and staff? I don't really see a problem with it. Again, we're already submitting photos that the teams can use at their liking, so identity's not really a problem. But it's a question of why does it need to be taken to the next level with this technology? One that as soon as you give your face away and your biometrics away, you can't really get it back. The next question I have is for fans. So eventually, if they do put this in use for their paying customers, the NFL and their teams, is this something that's going to be an opt-in amenity, or is this going to be something that's mandatory? And by that, I mean, look, some people just don't care. They'll give a face scan because it means they don't have to carry their wallet or tickets or worry about a credit card when buying drinks. Maybe they can get into the game even quicker. Maybe there's kind of like a TSA pre-line for getting into the stadium because your face is scanned and you're done. So maybe some fans are like, hey, this is great. Let me know in the comments section below if you think this is great or you're against this. Because I think a lot of fans are going to say, wait, this might be mandatory? I'm not so sure about giving away my face and my biometrics just to attend a football game. And lastly, my question for the NFL, as it pertains to media photos and staff photos and employee photos, are these going to be used like in any fashion for anything outside the realm of the given 32 NFL stadiums? You're going to be selling these photos? You're going to be allowing others to use it, other partners, marketing purposes? Like, where is the limit of these photos? Can you promise that they will stay in your hands and only in your hands for these specific sites? I don't know if the league can answer that, but here is the NFL's position. Billy Langenstein is the NFL's Senior Director of Security Services. Billy gave this quote to the Sports Business Journal, quote, "One of the biggest things is accountability. The league and the teams know every single person who is being credentialed to work an NFL game, who they are, and the access levels they should have to do their job. And a big part of it is accountability for those individuals, embracing it, learning it, and evaluating the safety and security of the program." Again, I'm not sure what was not secure about how we've been doing it for the past couple decades. Your photo on a pass, it's laminated with a barcode, the scanner. I'm not so sure why we need to enter this new level of security. I thought things were pretty much taken care of. And there's already some pushback against this facial recognition technology. The place it's coming from and the group it's coming from, maybe you didn't even suspect this, but it's police officers in Las Vegas. The police union is advising its members not to work games at Allegiant Stadium, the home of the Raiders, which could leave the stadium in a predicament if there is no police presence. This comes to us via the Sporting News. It's unclear whether the union will go through with a boycott. The Raiders' first home preseason game is set for this Saturday, August 17th, against the Cowboys. Steve Grammis is president of the Las Vegas Police Protective Association, basically the police union. Steve gives this quote saying, "They, the NFL, they're going to take your biometric data, your face, and they're going to use that however they need to. And they're going to extend that to their NFL family partners to use your information should they need to." End quote. So now we've got it all established, how there is some pushback against this. Again, they're not using it on or for fans yet, but here are some things to consider. Normally I do takeaways in these videos. I'll take it from this perspective, things to consider. Number one, people, and especially in my business, the media business and industry, they already give their face and their voice and their personality to something like social platforms every day. And once you hit send on that video, you don't really know where it goes or who's keeping it or what they're doing with your voice, your face, your biometrics, your location, and on and on and on. So I realize that's a security issue. I'm not so sure why people don't trust teams in the same way. Just saying, you already give a ton out there already. How is this any different? But I'm also here to say, again, that press and worker IDs, they've had photos on them since around 2001. And I can kind of pinpoint the exact turning point of when photos became a thing on press passes. It was right after September 11th, 2001. Can you believe it that in the 90s and into the year 2000, I would have a press pass from an NBA team, an MLB team, an NFL team. It had no photo of me on it. It just said Brody Brazil, KICU television or KTVU television. Those were the stations I was working for. That's it. After 2001 and 9/11, they realized that photos should also be on there. So you always now have to submit a photo that's on the badge that the team already has access to. So you're already giving your photo away. That's also not new. But again, I'm questioning why we need to escalate this, why we need the scanners, why we need to take all the biometric data. What are we tracking? The timing, the location. Why do we need to implement this technology? What's the gain out of this? Is there a security gain? Is there an efficiency gain? If that were explained to me, maybe I would understand it better. But I instantly can't see what that is. I'm also here to ask the question, how many times have we seen a data breach in the last decade or two? And it's one thing if it's meaningless information like a login to an account I rarely ever use or some rewards account that has no balance anyway, but now it's my face or my voice or my location or how many times I've been here or there or whatever. I feel like this is something I don't necessarily want to trust everybody with. And then the last benefit I could see, we've talked about maybe why fans might be hesitant about this. Here's one benefit I could see from facial recognition technology. You know, football games have a history of being a little bit rowdy. There's tailgating. There's pre-gaming. There's a lot of alcohol. and other consumption and things going on. And so for fans to be a little bit crazy, we see fights in the stands. We see people come to games and cause trouble. Who's to say that they can't come back 2 games later, buy another ticket, and do it all over again? With facial recognition technology, and I'm not here to bust anybody out, I'm just saying that if teams really want to enforce somebody being banned from a stadium from here on out, they can use this facial recognition technology to make sure that somebody who's been a problem before isn't a problem again. They can prevent unruly fans from coming back to their games. That's just one use. I do see that for the greater good of these situations, but I understand the hesitancy that goes along with it. So, to be clear, facial recognition technology is being used, but only for employees and workers and people who are getting paid to go to the game. Fair or not, that's what the league is going to start doing. Not for fans yet, but you can kind of feel like testing the media, testing the workers, testing the team staff. That all kind of leads into eventually having fans follow suit with this facial recognition technology. You've made it here to the end of this video. You know I really appreciate that. Thumbs up down below. That'll greatly help me, this video, and this channel. I would like that, but I would love it even more. If you just give me 1 second right now, make sure down below that you are subscribed to this channel. I'm asking you to do that because that guarantees if you do it, I definitely get to see you back here next time.